I was just like, CSB, WQRF. I'm like, that's how it is in government anyways, but yeah.
And there's this guy, clear up here is your up and down.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's hard.
This is better.
They
It's
were
nice
here
to lean
before.
back, but
They were here before me.
Okay. I'm just trying to follow
he's
that.
in the same office. I don't know if you know. Good morning. It is December 18th, 2025. We'll bring the DeKalb County Drainage Board meeting to order. First order of business is to approve the November 20th, 2025 meeting minutes.
So move to approve as presented.
A second.
A motion and a second to approve the November 20th, 2025 meeting minutes. Is there any further discussion? Hearing no further discussion, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, no. Motion carries. Second on the agenda is to approve the attorney claims for December. I don't have that on there. Is it 12? I should know this by heart. How much is it? 12?
1, 2, 4, 5.
So moved.
42?
I'm pretty sure it's
95.
1295, but
95?
It would be whatever we wanted.
That's the way I gave the treats ahead of time.
Approve the attorney claims for $1,295 for December.
So moved.
Second.
A motion and a second to approve the attorney claims.
Correct.
As presented.
1295, you're right. I saw an old agenda in here. You're right.
Is there any further discussion?
He's right.
Hearing no further discussion, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed,
Only other
no.
Christmas gift you're getting then.
oh, okay.
Motion carries. We have a development plan for Graber Confined Feeding Operation out on County Road 28 in Butler, Indiana. Is there anybody here to speak on their behalf? Good morning.
Good morning.
Can you state your name, address, and who you're with?
Yeah, my name is Brian Munch. I'm with Munch Engineering. Office is located at 4000 Clark Creek Road, Plainfield, Indiana. I'm here today representing Leroy and Shyla Graber regarding their new confined feeding operation on their property on County Road 28. If you may, I'll go into the quick presentation. The kind of give you a little bit of orientation where this at is the property where I can see the board. This is County Road 28 to our south. We have railroad tracks bounding us on the north. We have farm fields around us. The existing homestead is located in the middle of the property, primarily with a driveway coming across into the homestead area. There is a regulated drain that traverses the property from west to east. The new operation will be on the western half of the property in this location. The building is approximately 700 feet in length, 128 feet in width. Kind of a little bit more specifically, when we kind of zone in on the property itself. Again, 700 feet long, 128 feet wide. We do have exterior pasture area for the chickens as well. So this is all free range. There's a small office area, cooler in the southern end of the building. And we have a recessed manure pit on the north end of the building. That's a recessed concrete slab with walls of minus 5 feet below the finished elevation of the main structure. Like I mentioned, there is pasture area, and we have a buffer yard. The ground kind of naturally drains to the regulated drain, as you would imagine. There is a little bit of a small depression in the middle where the new building is going to go. It is our intent to take the building, make it the high point, split the drainage each way, collection ditches on each side of the building, bring it down. We do have a sediment control device at each end of those ditches, which is a rock check dam. The water will filter through it, then go into the into the regulated drain itself. From a drainage analysis standpoint, the regulated drain, when we looked at it at this location, just off our property to the west, has, excuse me, has a peak flow of 263, almost 264 CFS at our upstream property line. And that time to peak is 774 minutes. Our site, when we looked at the analysis, we analyzed 18 acres, which is more than what we're developing and collecting into this ditch. Our peak flow at the 100-year storm event was 49 CFS, which is a fraction thereof of what the regulated drain is passing. And our peak flow is at 738 minutes. So our peak storm is into the ditch and on the downgrade side before the peak storm upstream reaches our property line. Then we also looked at the capacity of the regulated drain coming through our property. The capacity of that ditch, as currently configured, has over 1,000 CFS bank-to-bank full flow. So we have, we're working with the Soil Water Conservation District locally, Cameron, on the stormwater quality side of it. She's reviewing these updated drawings today. But from our drainage analysis, we're able to get into the regulated drain past our storm before the peak reaches our property. I'll be more than happy to answer any
Is
questions.
this on the east side or the west side? You said the west side. Is this
I'm
on the
sorry.
east side of the property?
It'd be, yeah,
It's on the east side of the property? He said west side, so I was confused for a second. Okay. I don't have any questions.
Surveyors,
Yeah, he used the curve number of 83 for the existing peak runoff for 100 year.
approve the. I'd like to make a motion to approve the development plan for Graber confined feeding operation at 7735 County Road 28 in Butler, Indiana, involving the Big Run Joint Regulated Drain number 455-00-0 and the W.C. Miller Regulated Dish number 141-00-0, with a favorable recommendation from the surveyor's office.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
A motion and a second to approve the development plan as presented. Is there any further discussion?
I have a question, please. Yes, for Glenn. Normally, in situations like this, don't we usually require some kind of filter to stop that from coming direct? I mean, this gentleman is saying that the water is going directly into the open ditch and be gone before upland flow becomes an issue. With any kind of building site, haven't we had retention ponds? But I mean, I guess I don't understand if we don't have a retention pond and it's all flowing immediately and going to be gone. I don't know if that. I guess I'm having a hard time understanding how that's not going to affect downstream.
Well, it's going to go through those rock check dams for water clarity stuff, but when according to his curve number, posing a
correct. Yeah, that's all based on the time of concentration. We're actually slowing the water down compared to what it does today.
posing it'll be 5.
Because of the rocks, the rocks will slow it down?
Because of the
Grazing,
We
dissipate across that land.
Yeah, we changed the drainage pattern. So instead of all this water going straight to the regulated drain,
Okay.
we're actually bringing it this direction across a lesser slope land, grassy area, getting in a collection ditch. Then we're impeding that ditch from free flow by putting a rock check dam in for our water quality control. Then it goes to the regulated drain.
And that's that way on both sides?
That's correct. So the ridge runs the length of the building. Water flows this direction. There's a ditch on this side. Water flows this way. There's a collection ditch on this. So the impact of that is by changing the drainage patterns, rather than letting it flow straight to the ditch, we're actually bringing it across property, then down into.
Thank you.
Any other further discussion? Here no further discussion, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, no. Motion carries. Thank you for your time and presentation.
Thank you.
Next, we have a replat of Barron Estates Lot 3 out on County Road 57 in Spencerville. Angie, good morning.
Morning. So we have Lot 3 in Barron Estates. We're just creating another buildable lot on that. The mother owns the property. She actually is Lot 1 also. And the daughter's going to build a house on Lot 3. Correct. Any questions?
Anything? Favorable recommendation from Surveyor's Office. Anybody like to make a motion to approve the replat of Barron Estate Lot 3 on County Road 57, Spencerville Lane, Indiana, 46788? With a favorable recommendation from Surveyor's Office.
I'll make that motion to accept the replat as presented for the surveyor's recommendation.
I'll second.
A motion and a second to approve Barron Estate Lot 3. Is there any further discussion? Hearing no further discussion, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, no. Motion carries. Thank you, Angie.
I have two more. So
Oh, you're not, you're, all right. Next, we have replat of Strong subdivision, section 2, lot 2 and 3 on County Road 68 and 45 in Spencerville, Indiana.
So this one, years ago, they divided Lot 2, which is my new Lot 2, and people that own Lot 3 own the northern half of Lot 2, and my client owns the south half of Lot 2. So now we're just reworking the lot lines, and Lot 3 will be the kind of the upside-down L shape, and Lot 2 will be the southern portion right there. So we're really just readjusting the lot lines as it was platted previously, not adding any more buildable lots.
Surveyor's Office. Good. I want to make a motion to approve the Strong subdivision, section 2, lot 2 and 3 replat. County Road 68 and 45 with favorable recommendation from the Surveyor's Office.
So moved.
Second.
A motion and a second to approve the replat of the Strong subdivision. Is there any further discussion?
Again, I have a, just so I understand on the, where it says to the left there along County Road 45, you get, there's the green line, right? you probably don't have. It's, is this a separation?
That's the original lot 3.
That's the original, okay.
So lot 3 was just that sliver to the west, and lot 2 was the whole big piece.
Okay, so now that's all one,
That's gonna be all one lot, and then we'll stay.
okay. Thank you.
Any further discussion? There no further discussion, all in favor of the replat of Strong subdivision, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, no. Motion carries. Next, we have plat of J Acres minor subdivision out on County Road 71 in St. Joe.
So this was an auction done earlier this year, and they had no buildable lots yet for the parcel, so this is the first buildable lot that we are doing. And it's a 19.42 acre parcel for a single-family home.
Surveyor's office.
Or sorry, 12, I said 19, I can't read my own.
12.
It is.
I want to make a motion to approve the plat of J Acres minor subdivision on County Road 71, St. Joe, Indiana, 46785. Involving the Sherman Meeks lateral 7 regulated drain number 126-07-0 and the Russell Colburn regulated drain number 251-00-0. Favorable recommendation from the surveyor's office.
So move to accept as presented for the surveyor's recommendation.
Second.
I have a motion and a second to approve the plat as presented. Is there any further discussion? Hearing no further discussion, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, no. Motion carries. All right. Thank you, Angie.
Thank you.
Have a good Christmas.
Christmas, everyone.
Now we have a consent and waiver to reconstruct a portion of the AL Ober lateral 8 regulated drain number 24-28-0 in Corona, Indiana. I here to speak on.
I can talk about a little bit before one of the Cliffords come up there to talk. This drain we worked on a lot. This has been a big issue drain in the past. As you can see, it was really flooded right there. We tried as much as we could to put Band-Aids on it to get it working. We had been working right up by the county road, right on the west side, relaying some tile to try to relieve some of that water and allow those other fields to drain. The Cliffords recently purchased this property, and they're interested in redoing the drain. So it's kind of a win-win for all of us. They're willing to consent waiver to reconstruct it, so that way we have an operable drain there. They already reconstructed the southern portion of the drain, right, on the south side of State Road 6, right down in there. So we know that part's good. There's some holes in the field that are in the middle section. Yeah, right out in that way that we repaired. And, you know, because typically we don't redo just the top end, but given the circumstances and trying to get that all relieved, they're willing to do that. So we would work in conjunction with them and go out and make sure everything's installed to county regulated specs, and we can. You got anything to add to that?
We basically spoke with Glenn and Tyler about it, and yeah, as far as I know, we're both ready to move forward whenever.
We went ahead and engineered the plans as well, so Troy designed that up so that way we could ensure that we were going to have enough cover over the tile. That was one of the issues that we had with this. So that's why we brought it down to that fence line on the east side. We're going to be able to gain some elevation that way and maintain enough cover when we go to the west side, and hopefully they'll be able to farm all that over there.
Basically, there's about 200 feet that was laid from County Road 13 to the west. And after this fall, my dad and I were out there shooting grade. And if we stuck with the 2% grade from where Rise stopped putting tile in the ground, when we got to the first hole or the next hole, the tile would be laying on top of the ground. For a farm, that obviously doesn't work. So that's why we went into the office and tried to figure out where we can back up to, and it looks like we're gonna back up to the standpipe in the fence row, correct?
Yep.
So,
Currently, it does some weird jogs in that field to the east side, and I think just when it was originally installed, they were trying to avoid some hills, but now we have the ability to cut through that hill some and gain some of that elevation back. Behind that house there, to the east side of that house, we've had to repair some holes out in there, and it's not in great condition. So redoing that whole stretch should give them a good outlet there to help drain that on the west side.
So I assume, surveyor gives a favorable recommendation?
Yeah.
And this is the proposed route?
Correct.
Is there, can you put up what's there now? No? That's fine. No, that's fine, you're good.
It's almost right on it. The bottom end is just where it's a little bit different. It takes like a couple 90s and does a weird thing down there, so we'll eliminate that.
And the bottom end is pretty good.
It picks up the original.
Very good. Anybody want to make a motion to, in favor or against the consent waiver to reconstruct a portion of the AL over lateral 8 regulated drain number 24-28-0 in Corona, Indiana, with favorable recommendation from the surveyor's office?
I'll gladly make that motion as a favorable recommendation.
Second. I have a motion and a second to approve the consent waiver as presented. Is there any further discussion? Hearing no further discussion, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, no. Motion carries. Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Next, we move on to guest communication. In the audience.
Christopher?
What? Guest communication?
Okay. Just scrolling.
Seriously?
This guy.
I guess we'll move on to surveyor's report.
One of the things we have here is discussion of another drain that's not on maintenance. We'd already discussed this one once, and then when we lost a lot of our data, this file is one we couldn't access. So we've got that back now. So I was just going to bring it up again and see if the board wanted to set a hearing date or what they wanted to do with this. So it's the J.P. Ensley. It's, I'll bring it up here in a second. It's out there by the Indian Springs campground, south of Garrett. It goes through that gravel pit. I don't know if you remember that. It goes to the east side of 327, kind of comes west, goes through the gravel pit, and then ends up outletting into the Frank Yard. It was about 2,800 feet of tile, almost 2,900 feet of tile. 1,400 feet of it is 8-inch, and about 1,500 feet of it is 10-inch. There it is. All its glory. So it's currently not on maintenance. We would propose a base rate of $11.12. That's going to be the ag rate. Doing that with this watershed, it would establish an annual funding amount of $5,324.84 we could utilize to maintain the drain. The whole watershed there is 282.99 acres. Yep. Yeah, that's everything I have on it. If there's any other questions. It's a unique one, obviously, as it goes through that gravel pit, and I don't really know what that all looks like or entails. So, I do know that on the east side, I believe, there's been some work done out on like the private tile, the outlets into it. I think on the aerial imagery, you can see some holes over there. Got to assume that's because our drain is probably not functioning super great. But we haven't done any work on it because it's not on maintenance. So we haven't really opened it up or exposed it or know what kind of condition.
that the only drain in that watershed?
In that JP Inslee watershed. You know, those people are also gonna be in the Frank Yard watershed.
So we can combine that drain into the Frank Yard?
That's something we could look at if we wanted to try to do that. That's gonna be a joint thing. That'd be joint with Noble because, the Frank Yard is a joint drain. So it would take a joint meeting to then, I guess I've never done that, but, or to know exactly what that looks like. Maybe Shannon would have a good idea, but, you know, to make that like a lateral to the Frank Yard, to where it's funded through the Frank Yard.
Criteria in the code that has to fit to be a combination, and then you just have to have a hearing. One question might be, if you're gonna go that route, not sure what they pay per acre on the Frank Yard, because it's a pretty big drain. If you're taking on this one, and you need, and work needs done right away, we're gonna have to answer that question. Like, you know, it might have to even be at the standard before it's combined. Let me look.
Are you looking at, stuff done here?
No, it's just a matter of, when something needs done, we'd like to, you know, we're supposed to have it placed on one of those spots, so if we could, whether it's we put it on maintenance, or it's vacated, or it's, created as a lateral to the Frank Yard, kind of some direction from the board on where we want to go with it.
Section 41 of the code says, in combining drains, the board shall consider whether the drains are tiled or open and the uniformity and topography of soil types, so that the drains that are combined represent substantially the same maintenance problem and can be kept in proper repair at a cost sufficiently uniform as to constitute no substantial inequity for any owner included in the combination of drains. I think Noble County is settled down a little bit about, but back in the day when we put the Frank Yard on maintenance, they would have been no-go for that. Just because I think most of the drain is it in DeKalb, right?
Yes.
And so you're asking Noble to help pay. But if you're bringing in new DeKalb County, I guess they're not new if they're already paying.
Right, they should already be in the
Yeah, so I
Frank
don't know.
Yard watershed, yeah.
Possible.
Which makes it interesting, because if the tile's not functioning properly, they're paying for the Frank Yard, but their water can't get to the Frank Yard. I don't know.
I would say if you wanted to entertain combination, wouldn't your first step be you got to talk to the surveyor over there? Because if the surveyor isn't going to recommend it, then it's not going to probably go too far. Because it's joint, I mean.
Now, if it's joined and they want to do maintenance on it, we have to go to the joint board and ask for it? How's that work? It's on our side, or you guys can just go maintenance? Okay.
Yeah, we are, in charge of the Frank Yard, so we're responsible for any work on the Frank Yard, whether it's on the DeKalb side or the Noble side. We receive the funding, so when it's collected, the Noble County will collect their portion of the watershed, and it gets sent to us, and we hold the funds basically for it and perform the maintenance.
I feel like this would be a better one to merge. I mean, they're already in the Frank Yard watershed already, just put it into there. That's just my opinion on it, is to merge it with the Frank Yard, make it a lateral.
So you would merge also the maintenance funds, they wouldn't have their own separate, because sometimes our laterals have them separate.
Right, yeah,
This would
sometimes.
be combining together.
Yeah, because right now it has nothing, and it doesn't have
Yeah.
an account, so.
Well, how does that work then if, this lateral needs work on it, but everybody in the Frank Yard is paying for it? So those that are on the, basically on the top end have nothing to do with this lateral.
Right.
They're gonna be paying for a lateral that, or for maintenance that they have no benefit for.
Right.
Am I correct in that?
That will be an argument that could be made, yes.
If we have that, I mean, that argument can be made on a lot of drains where we have laterals, so they all come out of the parent account. It's a situation you have. I mean, we could, probably how we ended up to where we are with 400 and something different drains, it becomes a little hectic because if you start, just keep on narrowing it down, then it becomes more and more messy, but
How many more laterals are there on that drain?
on the Frank yard,
Yeah, I mean, there's a bunch, right?
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. Oh, yeah.
which in the next 20, 30 years, it probably would even out if you fix this lateral and they're paying for it and you fix the next lateral. It might be easier if it was combined.
This is the one, I believe, that Marshall's own the majority of the ground.
Yeah, some of it, I think. I think that's what you had said, that you talked to Ryan about it.
I did talk to Ryan about it a little
Yeah.
bit. He did say he fixed quite a few holes after they bought it. He didn't seem to be, he kind of wanted it vacated from what I talked to him about, but I'd rather he came in here and said it right there.
Right. Yep.
The landowners are on this.
There were 26 entries.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah, there's probably like 21 landowners, something like that, 20 landowners.
On just the lateral?
What's that?
On just the lateral?
Yeah. Yep, on that JP Ensley lateral.
You've talked to any of them besides what Steve just said? Have any conversation?
Nope.
See which way they're kind of leaning.
Nope.
Yes, talk to Noble County and
A little concerned about the.
See what they say? Yeah. That's fine.
Brett?
Sure, I can do that. Yeah, I'll reach out to Randy and see what their thoughts on it, would be, just to make it a lateral for the Frank yard,
And Steve, you want to talk to that landowner again, just kind of get an idea of what he's feeling like?
Yeah.
So, because if they're gonna push the vacate on it, then really don't,
right?
you know.
See on that field right on the, like the tile runs through,
Yeah, that and on the other side where it ends.
on the east
Big
side?
one on the east side of 327.
Okay. He owns both those?
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Yep, I'll go from there. Yep, I will reach out to them.
What else we got?
You got anything?
Yeah, I'd like to revisit the Ora Bowler, now that we got a lot of our stuff back, and we can get that prepared and maybe get a hearing set. I think, based on our last meeting, there's some mixed feelings about it, but I think probably move ahead with the hearing. I don't know if we gotta do anything else other than set the hearing, or if you guys wanted to have some other informational meeting when we already kinda did that, though.
We got everything lined up to go.
I've got stuff back from Foresight for all the cost estimates and cost to do the permitting, but we can't have them go ahead with the permitting until the Or hearing happens, otherwise we'll be paying out of pocket, for that and with no reimbursement. So once the hearing gets passed, then we could go ahead, move forward with the permitting and then the bidding process. Then depending on how the permits come and everything tracks for the railroad section, we could phase it or do it all in one phase. We'll have to treat it as one, or we'll probably treat it as two phases as worst case scenario. But then if the permits come back in time, but before phase one's complete, then we can just roll right through. But we'll cover, like having to phase it, put some extra mobilization charges or something in there. Do that.
So the railroad's been.
Not with any of the permitting side, just because Foresight won't do it without.
is there gonna be any discussion with the agribusiness if they're gonna kick in any extra in order to get it done?
I had 2 conversations, but I was kind of waiting at least have a hearing date. And I'll be happy to stop there again and have that discussion, yeah.
You have the schedule of assessments ready? That's what the board needs to see before they set it for a hearing.
Right, yeah, we can't set it today, we'll have that ready.
Okay.
Yep, we'll build all the permitting estimates into our.
Had the scroll ready, we just have to stop the
I mean, something I was hoping to have done in 2025, and running out of time here, so it'd be nice to get this done in 2026.
Oh, I totally agree.
Um,
I mean, it's a safety hazard on that road, period. Just is.
I mean, I know the permits will take a while, but we could at least, I mean, it'd be nice to have, I mean, we gotta start somewhere, so, we wanna set a hearing date?
Can't until you have the assessment roll,
We're not ready.
Okay.
because they need to,
Oh, that's right, you need to approve the assessment.
yeah, the code actually says that the board has to look at the assessment roll before they set the hearing date.
When will next meeting be? Give you enough time?
15.
That far out. January 15th?
Because January 1st is a Thursday.
We'll just update the estimate.
January 15th, next one.
January 15th is our next.
Oh,
15th.
Chris will be here. Do you want to have a different, set up another meeting before then? So that way we can get some stuff taken care of. Do a special meeting to get that approved. And get that moving along.
You're gonna be hot that month, you think? Does it make sense to do the 8th, or?
We don't have a bunch of stuff sitting waiting.
Time you need to get this? We gonna make it?
No, I think we're fine.
Yeah.
so are we meeting on the 8th or not? No? Okay.
Anything else from the surveyor? No? From the surveyor's office?
Can you get those, when you get your numbers, can you get them to me? I'd really like to present that, so at least we know where we're at. I'd appreciate it.
Good.
Yep.
Anything else? Steve? Shannon? Katie, Becky? Nothing? Good. Shannon, thank you very much for everything. Very nice of you. And hope everybody has a Merry Christmas. If there are no objections, this meeting will stand adjourned. If there are no objections, this meeting is adjourned.